8, and we were talking about housing and moving and homes, and a bit of a turbocharged resurgence in the housing market, frankly, by all accounts, since lockdown came to an end. Stamp duty scrapped until next March. That's got to make a difference on all house purchases. Was it under $500,000? Brandon Bullock was on earlier on. His first-time buyer. Lockdown has meant he's been able to save more than he was expecting.
At the start of lockdown, me and my partner Lauren said that we were going to save as much money as we can, and then by the end of it, when the restrictions lifted, we was going to see what position we was in to see if we could buy a house or not. And then in the end, we generated enough money by saving throughout the lockdown to create a deposit for a new house.
So just how busy is your estate agent down the road at the moment? Well, Martyn Baum's the Associate Director of John German, estate agents with offices in Derby, Ashbourne, Burton and Uttoxeter. Have I missed any branches out, Martyn? Morning.
There's a few, but that's where we're covering for Derbyshire and East Staffordshire. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Are you busy? Are you very busy?
It's absolutely crazy. We're currently seeing a bit of a mini boom in the housing market, where we've got lots of people like your guest Brandon coming into the market, lots of buyers taking place. In fact, actually, at the John Gem at the moment, we're seeing the number of sales taking place up by about 20 to 25% compared to this time last year.
That's extraordinary, really, isn't it? Did you see that coming when it all went, locked down early in the spring?
No, I think we were fearful. We started lockdown during two of the busiest months traditionally for estate agents and the housing market generally. The springtime, the daffodils come up and people look at moving house. So when you then have the whole market come to a complete close and pause, and we were fearful that people were just going to shelve their plans to move. But actually what's happened is that people have just simply delayed their plans and are now started to engage with the housing market as soon as lockdown stopped. So we had this big surge of demand, a little bit like a dam wall falling and the water rushing through, of people wanting to move house as soon as lockdown was lifted.
Do you think it is just, making up for lost time and then it'll calm down? Or do you think actually the whole lockdown experience has, well, in Brandon's case, he saved up for a deposit faster than anticipated while he was off work and saving money on normal routines. But maybe people, I don't know, realising they're reassessing their lives and they want to be together because they were kept apart with lockdown, things like that?
I think you're absolutely right, and we're certainly finding that during lockdown people were thinking to themselves, how reevaluating their life. Do I need to be working in the office? Do I want to be closer to family? Do I want to be in a town or a city or the country? Do I want to have garden space where perhaps I wasn't considering it before? There's a lot of factors that people have been realigning and reconsidering now that we're out of lockdown. In addition to that, the stamp duty holiday that the Chancellor Exchequer has given us until March next year on any purchases of a main residence up to £500,000 being without the tax that you pay when you buy a property is making it far more affordable. That's saving some people up to £15,000 on their purchase in tax, which is meaning that there's more people pulling their decision to move house forward, maybe from 2021 or 2022, into this immediate time.
If that's the case, that don't bode well for about a year from now, does it?
I think we have to remember that there's always people that will have to move within the housing market. What we're finding is that some of those people who want to move have perhaps brought their decision forward. But you're quite right, we were expecting a very quiet housing market with transaction levels to be down, but actually it's proven far better this year, and next year is now the uncertainty.
Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market right now?
This moment in time, well, prices are edging up ever so slightly, 2-3%, which is no different to a standard year. At this moment in time, buyers are having to be a bit more proactive than there has been because there's not a lot of houses coming to the market. But at the same time, sellers are able to choose the best buyer that works for them.
I knew you'd have an answer that pleased everybody. It's funny that. It's good to talk to you, Martyn. Glad to hear it's all systems go there. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much.
Martyn Baum is Associate Director at John German's, the estate agency. It is 8:25.